Well, a very special thank you for joining us on this very first official Monday of 2025. And we have meteorologist Nathan Scott here with us. And Nathan, this Monday is packing a punch. Talk about all the changes over the last 24 hours.
Good afternoon, Jurnee. Yesterday, the highs before the Arctic front arrived climbed up into the 60s. And today it is much colder out there. That Arctic front was no joke, as promised. You want to bundle up if you're going to be out and about for today, all day long. The background here is red because we have a THV 11 weather impact alert, just because it's such a drastic change and our bodies have not acclimated to this type of conditions. Look at your 24-hour temperature difference. I mean, we are almost 30 degrees colder compared to this time yesterday, and wind chills today will stay into the 20s. Lows this morning was 13 in Rogers, 25 in Little Rock, but it felt like 11 degrees when you stepped out the door this morning. Current temperatures, we are above freezing at Little Rock, 33 barely. It's 32 in Clinton, but still 23 in Harrison, 23 in Fayetteville, and 22 in Mountain Home. Here are the feels like numbers, and this is what you want to dress for, especially if you're going to be in the shade. Those feels like numbers will be stuck into the 20s all afternoon throughout the day. And then lows tonight dropping back down into the teens and low 20s. With those feels like numbers, they're back down into the single digits and lower teens. We've got the Arctic air in place. Moisture will be arriving later for the work week, and that's going to set up the stage for the potential of a winter weather event. I'll have all the details that I can give you coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Well, millions nationwide are under storm warnings as the country braces for wintry impacts. A mixture of snow, ice, and gusty winds are making for dangerous conditions in some places. Ian Lee has the details.
Snow is falling across a swath of the country this morning, bringing that winter wonderland and dangerous driving. Icy conditions on this Missouri highway caused an 18-wheeler to jackknife Sunday. This time-lapse video shows fast-falling snow in Louisville, Kentucky, with a winter storm warning in effect for parts of that state and Indiana through tonight.
I'm okay with the snow, I just don't want it to start with the ice.
Despite snow plows working around the clock here in Clayton, Missouri, the roads are still treacherous. Throughout the morning, we saw 2 cars stuck in that snowbank. Authorities are telling folks to stay home. Thousands of flights are delayed or canceled due to the storm's wide reach.
The big snowstorm from Cincinnati all the way through parts of Pennsylvania and the D.C. area could see their biggest snow in a few years.
The southern tip of New Jersey could get as much as 8 inches of snow.
Well, it's a great place for it to snow, especially when you don't see it down here too often.
Plows are out, and so are last-minute shoppers.
I should have done this yesterday. I need food and milk and, staples, so here I am.
And it's not all mudslinging in the nation's capital. Today, there's some snow slinging. The Washington, D.C. Snowball Fight Association held its first event of the 2025 season. Dozens of participants braved the elements for this yearly snow fight tradition. Ian Lee, CBS News, Clayton, Missouri.
Well, people will use more energy heating their homes as temperatures continue to fall. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, also known as LIHEAP, just opened. Qualifying customers can apply for relief on their winter utilities. Well, how much assistance can be received and a link to apply for the program can all be found on our website. Our team put together a guide that gives a better idea on who qualifies for assistance. We also share where you can apply in person. You can find all of those details, of course, at thv11.com. Now, you can have all of this information by barely lifting a finger. Just text the word BILLS to the number on your screen. You'll receive information on the program directly to your phone. That's BILLS to 501-376-1111. The Arkansas Department of Transportation is heavily monitoring conditions and are preparing ahead of any winter weather. We learned that crews already started discussions over readiness protocols in areas most at risk. RDOT has set up specific equipment. They're hoping the early preparations can spark quick response during emergency weather events.
This could impact the entire state. We have equipment already loaded, meaning salt is on the trucks. We have equipment checked out, make sure it's all working properly.
RDOT is adamant on being prepared to handle situations, crediting their equipment and supply stock for enhancing their emergency plan. Meanwhile, both North Little Rock and Little Rock have opened emergency cold weather shelters. The Dunbar Community Center is closed today to accommodate people overnight. It will remain open tomorrow with an exception of the gym. Emergency Management Administrator says the goal is to keep people warm.
Be a warm meal provided tonight for anybody that steps through our doors, wants to eat. We'll provide them a meal. They'll have a cot that they can lay down on, a blanket. We'll also be providing toiletries. So the weather expected tonight and tomorrow night, dangerously low wind chills. It's going to be a life safety issue, we feel. And we'll monitor the weather every day to see if we possibly need to extend the length of time that we stay open.
We have a full list of warming centers across Central Arkansas posted on our website, thv11.com. Today marks 4 years of the Capitol riots that interrupted Congress amid Biden's presidential win. On this anniversary, Congress is meeting to certify the 2024 general election, paving the way for Trump's return to office. Natalie Brand has more.
Tight security around the U.S. Capitol serves as a reminder of what happened 4 years ago on January 6th. Then a mob of Trump supporters stormed the Capitol to try to stop the certification of Joe Biden's presidential election victory.
I hope that some of them might feel a ping from it if they see me.
Washington, D.C. police officer Daniel Hodges, who was beaten in a doorway during the riot, is attending today's session as a guest of Democratic Senator Adam Schiff.
It would be my honor to make it as uncomfortable as possible for the GOP members who try to whitewash that day and lie about what happened and pretend that we didn't save them.
Nearly 1,600 people have been charged for their roles in the January 6th attack, some carrying weapons like bear spray, knives, and flagpoles. Of those, 1,000 have pleaded guilty and 600 were charged with assaulting or resisting police. With President-elect Donald Trump set to take office in a few weeks, the federal election interference case against him has been dropped. On the eve of today's certification, supporters of January 6th defendants held their nightly vigil outside the Washington, D.C. jail.
It was not an insurrection. It was the people going to the Capitol to voice their opinion.
Trump has pledged pardons for the rioters, but he's yet to specify if it will be for all or just some. Critics warn that would undermine the criminal justice system and rule of law. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, we have an update on a deadly stabbing investigation underway in Pine Bluff. We now have the mugshot of the person in custody believed to be connected to the homicide. The person you're seeing on your screen is Shanna Estrada. Police connected her to the death of 56-year-old Kevin Gibson. Pine Bluff police found him lying on the floor inside of a home on Sunday. Right now, authorities are working to determine the link between the two. You should contact local police with any information that might help. With cold temperatures outside, it's important to take precaution, and that comes with making sure your pipes are ready for winter. We have those details at 12:19.
And even with sun out there, it's going to be cold. We do have that THV 11 weather impact alert today because it's going to feel like the 20s all afternoon along. We may have to issue another impact alert, not for the cold, but for winter weather coming up later in the work week. More details on that potential winter storm coming up.